guys, welcome back to The Bright Side. Macy here, The Bright Side Girl, and today we're going to be talking about my most anticipated releases for 2021! Yay! Okay, so you may or may not have been noticing, but Jeff, my husband, got me ring light for Christmas, so bear with me as I kind of play around with it, but I'm so excited to be able to film. Like right now, it's like 4 o'clock and the light is going down dramatically, and I'm able to film still, so it's very exciting. So if it's like really bright, I'm just kind of adjusting it as I go, so keep that in mind. I am going to preface this by saying I am decently good about reading new releases, but I only read like maybe 1 or 2 a month, and that's kind of my general goal. While I do want to read new releases, I have over 500 unread books. No, probably I think it's like 4 something now. I don't know. And those are my priority because they're on my shelves, and it also gives me an excuse to not buy new releases and spend all of my money and all that jazz. But I do try to read quite a few to keep up with the bookish community and also just all the goodies coming out. But that being said, there'll be some things that you're surprised are not on this list. This is just my personal list of things that I'm excited about and that I think that I will actually get to. There are a lot of really popular releases that I just haven't read the first book of, so I don't want to like put them on here because I've done that before and then I haven't gotten to them. It's the whole thing. So this is going to be a part 1. We're just going to talk about January through June, and then I'll come out with a July through September or July through December later on in the year. And I just want to preface this video saying that some of these dates might be wrong, some of the months might be wrong. I'm just kind of going off Goodreads, so I apologize if I've messed anything up, but as of right now, this is when the books are coming out to my knowledge. First up, January. So January 5th, which is already passed, of course, because I'm late on putting this up, is Lore by Alexandra Bracken. I know this has something to do with Greek mythology. I know it's incredibly hyped right now. I do like Alexandra Bracken's writing style. I'm interested in Greek mythology, so it's on this list and I hope to get to it. Okay, so then we have Into the Heartless Wood by Joanna Ruth Myers, who I think does a lot of retellings normally. So this is something about like a magical forest, siren songs that lure men and women to their death, and a witch that harvests souls to feed a heartless tree. I don't know, it sounds great. That was really all I read, and I was just like, good enough reading that. So that one comes out on January 12th. So moving on to February. All the Tides of Fate by Adalyn Grace. This is coming out February 2nd. This is book 2 in the All the Stars and Teeth. I think it's duology, I believe. I read the first one last year with my friend Brittany, and we had a great time. I really liked it. It made my top 10 favorite physical reads of the year, so I'm excited. The cover is really pretty, and it's one of the new releases that I have kept up with, so I'm excited to check out the second book. It's set on an island, and there's like a princess with magic, mermaids, and treasure, and just all kinds of great things. There's like creepy bone magic, and it's really good. I'm doing a bad job describing it, but you should definitely read the first one and check out the second one when it comes out. Coming out February 11th, A Court of Silver and Flames. This is the only book put on here that I haven't technically caught up on the series. This is the 4th book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, or technically it's the 5th book because there's a novella. So I'm not entirely sure if this is set like directly after, if it's about new characters. I don't really know a lot about it other than that it's set in that same Fae world. I really enjoyed reading A Court of Thorns and Roses last year. I actually read it twice, and I hope to continue on with the entire series. This year, I'm assuming there's going to be like 2 more books that are coming out in the future as well. A little bit salty about the cover change, which I think I'm not alone on that. I don't like it, and I don't want to replace the books that I have, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, but that's that. Then moving on to March. Chain of Iron, which is coming out March 2nd. I put this on here just because I'm kind of a Cassandra Clare fan. I still need to carry on with Lord of Shadows is next up in my Shadowhunters journey. If you're new to the Shadowhunters world, do not even look this book up. Just dive straight into City of Bones and then have a great time because it's a wild ride with a massive series that they all kind of tie together, but they all have their own individual characters and unique aspects. But I'm very excited about this, and the cover is amazing. Then we have The Infinity Files by S.M. Wilson. This one caught my eye because of the cover, and I really love like a really good sci-fi read, and I was hoping we'll get like Illuminae vibes. So this is get in, get out, complete the task, leave no trace. Ash dreams of being a starfighter pilot, but when she crashes out of her final test, she somehow lands the most powerful job in the universe. So it just sounds like a really fun sci-fi adventure read. Coming out March 9th is Sing Me Forgotten by Jessica S. Olsen, which is kind of a random one to put on here, but this says, Isda does not exist, at least not beyond the opulent walls of the opera house, cast into a well at birth for being one of the magical few who can manipulate memories when people sing. She's saved by Cyril, the opera house's owner. So that was enough. It was like about a magical opera house. She can save people with her song. I thought that was very unique sounding, and I just want to read some more like unique things. Then coming out March 23rd, Lost in the Neverwoods. Look at this amazing cover. It's so beautiful. It says, when children go missing, people want answers. When they go missing in the small coastal town of Astoria, people go looking to Wendy for answers. So I think that it's kind of like a thriller, but with like Peter Pan retelling vibes, and then there's also magical woods, and like, do we need any more keywords? I don't think so. On my list, ready to go. March 30th is Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo. This is book 2 in the King of Scars series or duology, and book 7 in the Grishaverse. So I would recommend reading Shadow and Bone first, then Six of Crows, then Crooked Kingdom, then King of Scars, then this book. I haven't read King of Scars yet. That's the only one I'm behind. So I am excited. It'll give me an excuse to read King of Scars. I'm kind of glad that I didn't read it right away because I didn't know it was going to take 2 years for this second book to come out. But I am excited about the character that it follows. And yeah, just a really great fantasy series. So moving on to April. We have Go the Distance by Liz Braswell. This is in her like long series of like Disney twisted tales. So this one is Twisted Tale of Hercules, and I have only read the first twisted tale, which was Aladdin, which I did enjoy. It's basically like they take the original like Disney movie story and then change the ending or change part of it and see like how it goes. So like in Aladdin does give the lamp to Jafar, and then chaos ensues. And so you kind of like follow it there. It's very much following the Disney story and not the original fairy tale. I haven't read the second book yet, which I think is Sleeping Beauty's like Once Upon a Time or something, to know whether they connect. I wanted to read them in order in case there were like small bits of magical things that connected to each other. Because I know some of the other Disney series have done that, even though they looked like they were separate because they were about different stories. So this is like number 8 or 9 in the series. So it's just on here because I like retellings. Now, I didn't really find anything for May as of right now, so we're just going to move on to June. This cover kind of caught my eye. So we have The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin. So this says Practical Magic meets Twister. What will they come up with next? So it says it's a contemporary fantasy. Not sure. Not sure about that. I'm assuming they mean like magical surrealism, because if it's a fantasy, it's a fantasy. Maybe it's just contemporary and it winds up going into a fantasy world. I'm not really sure. Basically, it's about witches that can control climate. So that's kind of cool. Their powers kind of like peak at birth and then they carry on from there, and then something happens where they start to kind of lose control over the climate or the weather or whatever it is. So I like nature elemental witch type books, so we're gonna check it out. That's coming out June 1st. And then the last book on my list coming out June 15th is For the Wolf by Hannah F. Whiten. Really beautiful cover. This is book number 1. It says, for the first daughter is for the throne, the second daughter is for the wolf. And it's for fans of Uprooted and Bear and the Nightingale. It's about a young woman who must be sacrificed to a legendary wolf of the wood to save her kingdom. And then it says, not all legends are true, and the wolf is not the only dangerous thing lurking in the Wilderwood. Sounds amazing. I love magical, woodsy type cozy reads. That sounds really, really great. So those are the things I'm excited about. A lot of them not very hyped, at least not from what I know yet. I'm sure there will be a lot more things like as they come and as I kind of get caught up on things that I'll be excited about. I'm definitely excited about some things coming in the later half of the year, especially Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff, which comes out I think in like September or October. It's a new vampire book by Jay Kristoff, who's one of my favorites. Very excited about that. Let me know some anticipated books that you're excited about down below in the comments. We can chat about them. Let me know if you're good about debut books. If you prefer them, if you only read them, we'll just have a nice little bookish chat. And I'm just looking forward to all things this year and kind of creating my own magic and having a great time. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on The Bright Side.